Yo, what is up guys? Today we're going to be ranking all the DCEU movies. Alright, let's get into this. Aquaman. Now Aquaman, I saw this in the theaters in 2018 and it was pretty good. Jason Momoa is great. Amber Heard is shit. Black Manta is amazing. His suit is amazing. The underwater fights in this movie are amazing. This was a very interesting movie and very innovative for its time. Now, it's not perfect by any means. There's some iffy CGI, and there's a lot of cheesy moments in this movie. But overall, it's a great time. So, personally for me, I'm gonna put Aquaman in the great tier. Alright, next on the list, Batman vs. Superman. I remember when this movie came out in grade 7. This movie me bullied from grade 7, even up into high school.
Then, I'm gonna find you at recess. And don't even think of playing soccer with us because you are such a loser.
This is where the DCU fell apart. This one got me bullied in high school. Not physically, but mentally. This movie was just overstuffed. Like, my god, I couldn't tell if it was a Batman movie or a Superman movie. I don't know why they didn't build up the characters and then do this movie. It was just so overstuffed with Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman in there. Like, what were they thinking? Now, it does have some good parts. It has the best live-action Batman fight of all time. Hands down, the warehouse scene is amazing. The Batman vs. Superman fight could have been longer, but it was good. I loved it. I loved that fight in there. Doomsday was absolutely looking like shit. I don't know what they were thinking. Gal Gadot was one of the best parts. And her ass is amazing. Also, when Superman died, man, that was just like stupid. Like, why did they kill off Superman in that movie? Like, I had no emotion when he died. I was just like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You kill him off? Just so he comes back in Justice League? Like, that was stupid. For me, this movie is absolute dog poop. Ass. Moving on to Birds of Prey. Now, Birds of Prey, I saw this in theaters, and I actually thought it was okay. It wasn't great, it wasn't amazing, it wasn't totally ass, it was just decent, honestly. It had Harley Quinn is great in it, it had some great storytelling like they tried to do with Deadpool. Black Massa is great, Black Canary is great, Huntress is okay, Cassandra Cain is annoying. It's fucking stupid, honestly. But overall, it's pretty decent movie. Alright, moving on to our next film, Black Adam. I saw this back in 2022 in the theaters, and I was excited to see The Rock in this movie after 15 years of development hell. And honestly, it was just mediocre. That's the best way I can put it. The Rock is great, especially when he does his eyebrow thing. Like that. Alice Hodge is great. Dr. Fate is great. Cyclone is good. The action in this movie is good. Atom Smasher is good. But the story in this movie is just mediocre and felt like it should have came out 15 years ago. Also, the kid and his mom are annoying. And the cameo at the end with Henry Cavill is cool to see, but it doesn't lead off to anywhere since this DCU is rebooting and it's a dead franchise. So honestly, this movie is not great, but it's decent. Moving on to Justice League. Yes, the 2017 version of Justice League. Now, I tried to convince myself when this came out that it was good. That just was stupid because it's not good. It's absolute freaking ass.
Shut the fuck up! Know your fucking place, trash!
There's no redeeming qualities to this movie. It's cringy. Don't know why they tried to make Batman funny and the whole cast funny. It felt like a ripoff of the MCU movie. It's the best way I can put it. It does have some cool action and some lines. I like the line when Henry Cavill says, "Do you bleed?" back to Batman, like he said in Batman vs. Superman. But overall, this is cringy, just not enjoyable. I don't know how I tried to convince myself that it was good, because it wasn't. Not only did this movie get me flamed in high school, but the whole DC overall. And man, this is just embarrassing times. So this movie is going in ass. Now on the Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, the good one. I remember when this came out, I cried. Yeah, I cried because it was really good. It It's really good. This movie is god tier. It has god tier action. Superman's black suit is peak, and when he's getting resurrected, it is absolute peak. Batman is better in this movie than he was in the 2017 one. Everyone was better. Flash had a cool action scene while trying to save some people with Cyborg. His story was actually pretty heartfelt, and his backstory was great. Wonder Woman was okay. Aquaman was okay. It was long, but it was split up in the parts. Steppenwolf looked a lot better in this movie than he did in 2017, and he was menacing. And especially Darkseid by the end of this movie was so cool. I wish I could have seen more of him. Too bad. I would love to see what they did with Justice League 2 and 3, especially with Darkseid. Man, it's just a shame. For me, Justice League is god tier. Going on to Man of Steel. Man of Steel is also god tier for me. Henry Cavill, first appearance as Superman, goated. Absolutely goated Superman. Amy Adams as Lois Lane. Oh my god, I would love her to sit on my damn face. She is so fine. General Zod, best villain in the DCEU, period. Don't talk to me. Michael Shannon is great as Zod, so menacing. The action is absolutely peak. The backstory of Superman is peak, especially at the beginning. There's just so much to say about this movie and why it's great. Now, it is a very divisive film. Some people hate it, a lot of people hate it, a lot of people love it. Personally, I love it and think it's god tier. Moving on to Peacemaker. Oh my god, Peacemaker is fucking hilarious. John Cena kills it as Peacemaker. Vigilante was great, and all the remaining other cast was great. Especially Peacemaker's father. He was very racist and a hateable person, but he was funny at times as well. But it lacks mostly in the beginning, but gets better in the end. It's not god tier, but it's great and it's funny, so I'm gonna put it in the great. Moving on to Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Holy shit.
Your Highness, I'm sure it's not that noticeable.
You had a banger first one and then you released this forgettable trash? I almost walked out of the theater on this one, and my ticket was free. That's how bad it was. Now, it's not as bad as some of the other ones I'm gonna get to and have talked about, but it's pretty bad. There was a little bit more of family development, which I liked. I thought the suits in this movie were good. I can't even remember her name, like Calypso or something. The dragon was cool. So some of the action was cheesy, especially in the third act when they're riding on ponies, and there was a lot of cringy jokes in this film, and oh my god, it was just like, it's forgettable, it's ass. Moving on to Shazam 1. Now this is a great film. This was very heartfelt. The characters were awesome. The guy that played Billy was great. Zachary Levi was great. Dr. Savannah's awesome. Jack Dylan Grazer was great. The whole family was pretty much great in this film, and I loved it. The action was good. The story was good, and overall it was just a great coming-of-age story and superhero origin story, honestly. This one is a great film. Moving on to Suicide Squad 2016. What happened? What is this? I don't even remember this coming out. The only redeeming quality of this movie is Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, and that's not saying much. The villain, who was the villain in this movie? I can't remember. I think it was like something Enchantress, but like, what happened here? This movie was super fucking forgettable. It was super stupid. Deadshot looked cool. The costumes honestly looked cool, except Killer Croc. Don't know what happened there. Ass. Just shit. That's all I can say about this movie. This movie is probably the second worst DCU movie of all time. Why? Why did you make this? You could have made Man of Steel 2 or a Batman solo movie, but you made this. This is ass. Now moving into the good Suicide Squad. James Gunn's Suicide Squad.
Just cool, then into the mouth. Nice.
Another great thing from James Gunn. We got Peacemaker and Suicide Squad. Bloodsport is great. King Shark is great. Peacemaker's great. Quinn is great. The deaths are amazing. The action is peak. when its finest. This was the first movie, the first DCEU movie, or first superhero movie in general, that actually made me laugh my ass off in the theaters. It wasn't like shitty jokes. This was absolutely catch you off guard jokes that were fucking hilarious. I love this movie. This is my second favorite DCEU movie of all time. It is top tier. Moving on to The Flash. Now, I recently reviewed this movie. If you want to go check it out, go do so. It's on my channel. I thought this movie was amazing. This is a top tier movie to me. It's really fun. Ezra the Kidnap Miller.
Hi, this is Ezra Miller, aka the Bengal Ghouls, the Mad Goose Wizard.
Does a good job acting as Flash, but it's kind of disgusting to look at him while watching the film. Sasha Calle as Supergirl is beautiful. I would dip her toes in McDonald's barbecue sauce and lick them up any day of the week. Addie, she is great. She has great action scenes. Michael Keaton, oh my god, the GOAT? I didn't expect to see an 80-year-old flip somebody through a glass window. Michael Keaton was amazing. He stole the show every single time he was on screen, as well with Sasha Calle as Supergirl. It was an amazing, fun film, and it's a shame because this movie is really divisive between fans and audience. But to me, it's a top-tier movie personally. Moving on to Wonder Woman 2017. They should have released this movie before they released the Justice League and Batman v Superman. This movie, to me, is also top tier. The action is great. Gal Gadot kills it as Wonder Woman. The side characters are great. Steve Trevor is funny. The island looks beautiful. The set pieces are amazing. The story is great. The origin is great. But the villain Ares in the third act hurt this movie. Not by much to me, but for other people it might. But the third act is kind of lame and just stupid. I think they could have ended it a lot better. But overall, this is a top tier movie to me. Now moving on to Wonder Woman 84, and our last DCEU movie. This movie was shit.
Die, let it shrivel up and come on, who's with me, huh?
This movie is the worst DCU movie of all time. Cheetah was fucking ass, and it was so dark you couldn't even see her because her CGI was so bad. This movie was the first movie I turned off and didn't even want to watch, and I watched it for free on streaming. That's how bad this movie is. Gal Gadot's alright in this movie, honestly. I can't even remember the other villain. I really can't. I can't remember the second villain in this movie. He was this ass, but Pedro Pascal did what he could, and I thank him for that. But this movie was absolute freaking trash. Get this shit out of here. This is absolute abysmal trash. Worst movie ever. Alright, that's gonna be it for this video today of the DCEU rankings. Tell me what you thought of my rankings down below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.